For over a century, automakers have chased better engines, safer rides, and smarter technology. But some innovations were simply too advanced for the roads and minds of their time. Today, we'll count down 7 vehicles that predicted the future of transportation but crashed into the wall of market resistance. The last one on this list might just make you angry at how close we came to decades of progress. Number 1. Tucker 48. In 1948, Preston Tucker introduced a car that treated safety as a design requirement, not an afterthought. The Tucker 48 was the first to prioritize the driver's well-being in a decade obsessed with style over function. While most automakers sold flashy grills and chrome fins, Tucker built a sedan with protection features unheard of in its era. A center-mounted headlight turned with the steering wheel for better night visibility, and the windshield was designed to pop out during a crash instead of shattering. Underneath, Tucker's ideas only got bolder. The engine sat in the rear for improved front crash safety. The suspension was fully independent, and the cabin incorporated what we'd now call a crash zone. Even the dashboard used padded materials at a time when hard metal was the norm. Yet these details that made the car innovative also made it suspicious to the average buyer. People didn't trust a small challenger when Ford and GM ruled the highways. The end came through lawsuits, political pressure, and a costly fraud trial that collapsed his company before mass production began. Tucker proved that bold engineering could outpace society's readiness. Sometimes the market protects its comfort zone more fiercely than it protects real progress. Number 2. Chrysler turbine car. In 1963, Chrysler launched a bold experiment that looked straight out of the space age. A car powered by a jet-inspired turbine engine. The company built 55 of them and loaned them to everyday drivers across America to gather real-world feedback. From the outside, it looked like any other luxury coupe, but under the hood was an engine that burned almost anything it was fed. Gasoline, diesel, kerosene, even tequila. If it could ignite, the car could run on it. Drivers were amazed by how smoothly it ran, almost completely free of vibration. But the faint, high-pitched whine and slow throttle response left many unsure how to feel about it. The engineering behind it was stunningly simple. Fewer moving parts meant less to brake, minimal maintenance, and a potential engine lifespan that most piston designs couldn't touch. Yet building and maintaining that smooth efficiency required exotic alloys and aerospace-level precision. Mechanics on Main Street weren't equipped to service a jet car. As federal emission rules tightened and production costs grew, Chrysler shelved the dream. The turbine didn't fail because it lacked brilliance. It failed because technology outran economics. Sometimes, the most advanced solution can't survive the price of perfection. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 3. Mazda rotary engine. In 1967, Mazda doubled down on an engine design that defied convention, the Wankel rotary. Instead of pistons, it used a single triangular rotor spinning in an oval-shaped housing, producing power with far fewer moving parts. Compact and incredibly smooth, it gave lightweight cars like the RX-7 their razor-sharp handling and high-rev excitement. For its size, the power output was remarkable, and the sound of a rotary screaming at high RPMs became part of Mazda's identity. Yet under the thrill, the design carried invisible trade-offs. Its unusual combustion process made it hard to achieve a complete fuel burn, leading to high hydrocarbon emissions and poor fuel economy. The tiny apex seals that maintained compression wore down over time, forcing owners into frequent rebuilds. Since few mechanics understood the rotary's quirks, even simple repairs could turn expensive. Add oil consumption, by design, not defect, and regulatory pressure started closing in. When emission standards tightened, adapting the rotary meant adding more complexity and cost than most buyers wanted. Mazda's elegant engine faced a simple truth. Smoothness couldn't outweigh the practicality gap. The rotary's downfall proved that even joy in engineering can lose to the market's demand for predictability and lower upkeep. Number 4. Citroën High-Drop Pneumatic Suspension. When the Citroën DS debuted in 1955, its smooth ride seemed like something from a different planet. The secret was its high-drop pneumatic suspension. a system that automatically kept the car level, no matter the load or road. Drivers marveled at how the DS glided over bumps that would rattle any other sedan, and the self-adjusting height feature even let owners change a flat tire without a jack. It was technical wizardry decades ahead of its peers, turning long drives into calm, steady motion. The magic came from a mix of pressurized hydraulic fluid and nitrogen gas stored in spherical chambers. As valves and pumps reacted to road conditions, the car stayed perfectly balanced. But that same sophistication brought doubt. Many mechanics hesitated to touch it, parts were costly, and owners feared what might go wrong if repairs were needed. The system's reliability didn't matter. Its reputation as complex and mysterious overshadowed its performance. Over time, the hydropneumatic suspension became a symbol of misunderstood progress. Citroën delivered comfort and control far beyond what competitors offered, yet consumers stuck with simpler cars that anyone could service. The DS proved that even flawless innovation can fade fast when the familiar option feels safer to maintain. Number 5. GM EV1. In 1996, General Motors unveiled the EV1, a sleek two-seater that looked and felt like the future. Built from the ground up as an electric vehicle, it was aerodynamic, silent, and surprisingly quick off the line. GM leased it in select markets like California and Arizona for around $549 a month, and early drivers raved about its instant torque and effortless acceleration. The EV1 required almost no maintenance compared to gasoline cars, and for a brief moment, it seemed like the start of a new era. Then came the reversal. GM recalled every leased unit and scrapped almost all of them, leaving devoted drivers stunned. The issue wasn't performance. It was the limits of mid-90s battery technology and an empty charging network. Typical range hovered around 80 to 100 miles, which kept owners tethered close to home. Without public charging or government incentives, everyday life soon strained the convenience promise. Behind the scenes, regulatory changes and corporate hesitation met pressure from oil interests to dampen momentum. In the end, the EV1 disappeared not from design flaws, but from an ecosystem that simply wasn't ready to support it. History proved the first generation always shoulders the cost of building what later generations take for granted. Number 6. Honda Insight. The 1999 Honda Insight arrived as the first hybrid sold in the US, a car built almost entirely around efficiency. Its lightweight aluminum frame and aerodynamic teardrop body helped it reach over 60 miles per gallon. Numbers unheard of at the time. Every design choice served that goal. Narrow rear tires cut drag. A small gasoline engine worked seamlessly with an electric motor, and even the wheel covers were shaped for airflow. On paper, it looked like the perfect answer to rising fuel costs and environmental concerns. But buyers didn't respond. The Insight's two-seat cabin and sharply futuristic styling made it feel more like a prototype than a practical commuter. Drivers found it efficient but restrictive, with little space for passengers or cargo. Meanwhile, the larger Toyota Prius looked familiar, drove like a regular car, and carried families without compromise. Honda's technical achievement was undeniable. Yet the market turned away from something it didn't fully understand. The Insight delivered pure engineering focus while consumers wanted normalcy with a hint of innovation, not the reverse. Its fate revealed a quiet truth about automotive progress. Sometimes brilliance has to hide in plain sight before people are ready to welcome it. Number 7. Mercedes-Benz Active Body Control. When Mercedes-Benz introduced active body control in 1999, it redefined how a car could move. The hydraulic suspension used actuators at each wheel to counteract body roll in real time, delivering a driving experience that blended precision with comfort. Heavy luxury sedans suddenly cornered as flat as sports coupes, yet still floated over rough roads. No other system before or since reacted with such immediacy. ABC's intelligence came from a network of sensors that monitored steering, speed, braking, and body movement hundreds of times per second. Those signals fed a central processor that adjusted hydraulic pressure almost instantly. Where traditional air or adaptive suspensions reacted after motion occurred, ABC acted before it became noticeable. It flattened corners, reduced pitch under braking, and smoothed out bumps so effectively that drivers felt the road disappear beneath them. But that perfection carried a heavy cost. The hydraulic network was complex, repairs demanded specialized tools, and the price of replacement parts could rival a small car's value. Reliability concerns shrank its appeal on the used market, convincing most manufacturers to avoid similar designs. Mercedes' creation proved that even flawless control can drown under cost and complexity when the pursuit of balance becomes engineering obsession. Across decades, every major automotive breakthrough faced the same quiet resistance. Comfort and cost always outweighed technical brilliance. History shows that even perfect ideas need timing. Systems like direct fuel injection took 40 years to become standard, while early electric and hybrid concepts waited nearly a century for acceptance. The hesitation wasn't about capability, it was about readiness. So, are we repeating that cycle with electric cars, self-driving systems, or hydrogen power? The pattern suggests progress isn't rejected, it's postponed. The best ideas rarely fail permanently. They pause, waiting for the moment when the rest of us finally catch up.